Morning, Panther fans. Not good morning. Just morning.
Yeah.
Just early. What's that song? I got to get up early in the morning. Yeah. So Stu actually had a good title for the video. We should just call it Disgusting Game Part 2.
Yeah.
Um this one might be a little bit shorter, because Stu had a late night, couldn't fall asleep, and
Couldn't
I sh-
fall asleep.
and
And
I
it
should
wasn't because it wasn't because the Panthers played like ass. It was just I got into watching the sixth season of The Crown.
we need to get Stu a girlfriend to keep him regulated, so he's got something to go to bed to.
It was good, man.
Because otherwise, and I was done with when I'm done with the recap and everything like that, I'd end up Gage on Twitter, maybe make another video, but
Yes. Some nights I just like to binge watch stuff, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
paying for it, guys. I'm dragging right now, and I'm
that's
like, I shouldn't complain because Eric did like a marathon of freaking recap reviews, live stream, recap review, rinse, repeat. What?
yeah,
Right? What is
yeah.
it? Wash, rinse, repeat.
It was yesterday was crazy. I mean, we already streamed 2 days on Thanksgiving, but yesterday the Dolphin game was at 3, and the Panther game started at 8. The Dolphin game ended at about 6:15, and in the space of time between that and the live stream started at 7:30, I had to put out the Dolphins recap, the stream highlights, and eat dinner and feed the dogs. And I got it done with and upload it all. And I got it done with 1 minute left. I was done editing it all, and everything was done with 1 minute left. I went to StreamYard, said, Kyle, you're up. And he walked over. And so anyway,
Well,
the
I want
point
you to
is,
know. I just want you to know.
yeah,
And this is a shout out to my friend Mark from college. Like the only friend that I still have from college
right.
was at Duffy's with his wife, who I haven't seen in 25 years, watching a Dolphin game.
Yeah.
He invited me to come hang out. So I actually watched a little bit of the Dolphins,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
which I don't really do,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they
yeah.
look good.
Yeah, we beat the Jets.
Let's stay on topic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm just
yeah, yeah.
making a
I
thing.
know, I get it. Hey, look, Stu and I, it's gonna be a it's likely to get scatterbrained here today.
Yeah, my brain
So
is not here, guys. It's
so
still in bed because
Rosado is here.
I should be sleeping. All
Good
right,
morning,
so where do you want
Rosado.
to start? I didn't see Eric's recap.
I didn't see Eric's
I'm
recap.
like,
Look, it hit the magic number. It's over 30 minutes. Okay, so when it's over 30 minutes, you know how that goes.
all right, so let's just talk.
Yeah.
Did I or did I not say after the Edmonton review and after the Boston review about that game last night, Winnipeg is our kryptonite. Just like Detroit Red Wings, who, by the way, beat the Bruins again last night, is the Bruins kryptonite. We just have a really tough, even though I sent you the record, which is 39, 5, and 14. I guess they go back all the way when there were tie games.
Right.
I thought it was a worse record. We just don't seem to play really well against Winnipeg. And I said, watch out for the Winnipeg game. And sure enough, 3-0. I mean, when was the last time we got shut out?
Well, and that's the thing. You can't score goals if you're not putting in the work.
And it wasn't so much Hellebuck playing out of his mind. Lusterinen scores on that breakaway instead of shooting it, 10 feet wide. When he had to, if you look at the view from behind, he had that, looking at the goal, he had that top right shelf corner, wide open.
Yeah.
If he snipes it and roofs it, tie game, okay, maybe a different game.
Right.
but he misses way wide.
Well,
Did he
they
think
showed the replay, and Randy seems to think that the puck slid off his stick, that it wasn't his shot.
whatever? It's
Well,
a
I'm just
fucking
saying.
breakaway.
Right. Yeah. No, look, I agree with you.
We just, him and Lundell. Just, I mean, when was the last time you actually saw those two guys score on a breakaway? I think they're like 0 for 20. Sorry.
Right.
And then you have our illustrious captain, who was really good to see him back on basically
He played last
one of,
night.
one of
Oh,
those.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. He played. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but he makes
Yeah.
not one occasion, two occasions, but on this particular occasion where he would normally do his dipsy doodle backhand, over the goalie.
Yeah.
He like, I think I'll try and pass to Sam Reinhart.
Oh.
Except it didn't even get close to Reinhardt, who was covered
No.
by two men. So
Right.
that's another wasted opportunity. And then there was another opportunity for him to, you know what, guys? We should just say, you played like shit. That's it. Let's move on. We're on the road. We're on the road now. And
The problem is that's what we said against Boston. We cut them
restart the
slack
clock.
against we cut them slack against Boston. And we sat here and said, I ain't worried about it. Don't worry. It's all right. It's Boston, hallmark, yada, yada, yada. And what they put out there on the ice at the end of a homestand the day after Thanksgiving in front of the home crowd was disgusting. And
that was, I said, disgusting.
And it can't. And where I got to in my recap, and I know it's only game 20, but sometimes and it's game 40, 60. Last year, the effort that we saw on the ice last night, and the effort that we saw on the ice in the third period against Boston, that's how we looked when Matthew's father called us soft, and then Maurice went on his tirade. And I get that you can only press that button so many times, but Maurice needs to let them at least know that I've opened up the glass to the button. Because now that's 2 games in a row. We're not shooting the puck. We're not getting 50 shots and getting goalie. You know what I mean? Especially last night. And between the overpassing and just every loose puck.
Nobody wants to shoot. That was my observation.
Yeah.
We should, maybe one of these days we'll do a video that's strictly yours and mine text messages back and forth during the game. Because Eric and I, Jaws, we have similar observations. And, one observation that he made, which, take it for whatever it's worth, guys, but ever since Montour and Ekblad are back, the chemistry is not what it was when we were chugging along, winning all those games. Now, obviously, having those two guys back prevents, Mahura's out, so prevents at least, one other guy being out of the lineup. So last night, Maurice keeps Kulikov out of the lineup, and Balinskis gets in, and guess what?
Yeah.
Balinskis got faked out of his jockstrap.
Yes, he did.
By Ehlers, who made a great move, but still, that's one of those, like Ekblad used to get beat, where you kind of sort of looking at the puck instead of looking at this.
Right.
Because this can't move.
Yeah.
You always got. I was taught when I was, a defenseman. You always look at this part of the guy's body because he can't. Anyway, he got like really embarrassed on that. And Bob, again.
I mean, look, Bob gave up 2 goals. You know what I mean? If your goalie gives up 2 goals, you got to win hockey games. You got to get points in those games.
But he did stop someone on the breakaway. Did you notice he came out and challenged the shooter?
Yeah. But the biggest thing is, and we'll get into specifics, but okay, I want to touch on the Ekblad Montour. I'm not saying that it's not like they're doing anything wrong. And what I hope is happening is those first few games in the beginning of the season where the defense kind of had to mesh a little bit and it didn't look all that fantastic, although we didn't give up a lot of goals. Hopefully it meshes again, Excuse me. Ekblad Forsling obviously is a pair. Montour he looks like he's just trying to do way too much. He's just like
Montour is definitely not. Yes.
Yeah.
I think Montour's what's the word?
I think Montour
his 15 minutes of fame and all the puffing up that everybody did about him and last season. I think he got to his freaking head.
Well,
he's now thinking he's Bobby Orr.
I don't think that's exactly it.
Yeah.
No, wait. You're close. But remember, 73 points, coming off an injury, and right now he's in the middle of contract negotiations. I think that is playing into him trying to do too much.
He's trying to do too much.
He wants to show that, hey, I'm back, and it's just not working.
He's been really ineffective.
However, in Montour's defense, last year, guys were getting rebounds and deflections in front of the net. And number 19, he's not on pace for the Huberdeau-esque drop-off point-wise, but he's on pace right now for probably about a 40-point drop-off. And, 6 games, 8 games, 12 games. We're at 20 games now. And whether he's saving it for the second half of the season or whatnot, this ain't the same dude from last year at all.
Yeah, and you pointed that out early on in the season.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, just wait. But now I'm seeing, I've been isolating on him a lot. And It's just like last night, the empty net goal.
Yeah. Yep. I mentioned that in the recap that
he took a wave at it and just nicked it instead of stopping it. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, Chucky's having a bad start.
Right.
20 games in, he's got 2 goals. I think
he's got 3.
2, 3.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
He should have 10 or 8 or 9, whatever. After the
5,
40 goal pace, that he had last year. So he's not performing. Well. At the beginning, I texted you. I gave you shit about Luosterainen and Lundell, but you're right. Luosterainen was at least trying.
They were at least getting chances. Yeah.
But I think those 2 guys need to really work on, how to finish. And I apologize, guys. I've been noticing after rewatching the videos that I say I know a lot. I know. So I'm going to try and work on that.
So Rosado says Tkachuk 17 points in 20 games. So let's see. That is 468. Yeah, it's just about a 70-point pace, 70, 72. So right now he's on pace for somewhere between 40, 45 fewer points, which is a massive drop.
Uh-huh.
That's a whole player. That's a whole ass player, 45 points. So
yeah, they just I just disappointed all the way around.
Yeah.
Bright spots. Were there any bright spots?
Bob gave up 2 goals. You know what I mean? We're not losing 6-0 where all the wheels have fallen off. Right? But I'm trying to think. It was Forsling and Larson. That was working. Now, defensively, Forsling Ekblad it's not now bad. What I think also could be happening, and we've seen this before. The top guys are out, right? So guys elevate their level of play. And then when the top guys come back, it looks like the rest of the team is going, okay, we survived that, and now we're going to be good, and they've stopped working. They've just stopped working as hard as they were.
I don't know. Something's off. I pointed out to you that, Eggplant had 4 stretch passes that were icings.
Right.
I mean, unnecessary stuff. He's not been effective. I mean, they look good skating, the two of them, but the power play. I mean, I think we only had what
Well, yeah, I think we had one.
maybe. Yeah.
Everything else was 4-on-4. There was a lot of 4-on-4.
I mean, there's really nothing positive to say about last night. I mean,
no,
the Bruins. I really kind of expected us to drop one after winning 7 out of 8, and this happens a lot with teams that go on winning streaks.
Right,
we end up losing 2-3 in a row.
Right.
It happens all the time.
Right.
But again, this was not unexpected by me because I said it in both our last 2 game reviews. Winnipeg Jets. We lost to them in the second game of the year, and every time it's Winnipeg. So I don't think we play them again.
Not sure.
The Western teams, we only played twice.
Right. And look, this has been happening so far this season, and we saw it last year too. We can beat up on the teams. We can beat up on teams. Okay. Ottawa, not so much Detroit this year, but we can beat up on some teams and get our points.
I wonder what our record is against Western teams now.
That's the point I'm getting to.
We don't seem to be doing too good against these Western teams.
We're not matching their physicality. We're not, or tenacity. We're just not matching. There's a loose puck, and our guys are just standing around. And I mean, they literally will stand and then start skating when they realize, oh, the Winnipeg guy's actually going to try to go get that puck. It's
Winnipeg is, again, Vegas, LA, Winnipeg. I think Vancouver's up there right now. There's 4, maybe 5 teams in the upper echelon of the West, and Winnipeg is right there. Yeah. Listen, Hellebuck's a freaking great goalie.
Right.
We kept Kyle Connor off the score sheet last night, but Dave Lowry's son is actually, he's now the captain.
Yeah.
I think Blake Wheeler went to the Rangers. So Adam Lowry, he's another Panther killer of late.
Well,
Morrissey, the same guys. But Winnipeg's got a good team.
Yeah.
But it just sucks to end the homestand, on a loss like that. And now they better wake up because they could easily drop a couple of more. Ottawa and the Islanders played last night. I was watching a little bit of that. And Ottawa, I think, had a lead, but the Islanders smoked them. I think it was 5-3, maybe. So I don't know how good of a season Brady Kachuk's happened. But, I started thinking about, you can see the, pregame skate, the brothers at center ice, like, hey, all right, so where are we going where are we going to dinner tonight,
Well, I think it's the perfect time for them to get their asses back out on the road because they clearly got too comfortable at home on this homestand. That was
good point.
Good
point. Good point.
And it's back to back too. So I assume we're going to see Stolars on Monday because we got the Leafs on Tuesday.
Yeah. So, oh no, Bob needs to sit after the last 2 performances.
Yeah. And Rosado mentioned one thing we should probably mention. So we waived Mike Riley yesterday.
Oh, we did.
Yeah. And so
somebody pick him up?
Well, not that we've heard it. We won't know until later on today. But the assumption is that we're clearing his $1 million for Patrick Kane. Because we would need to clear $1 million for Patrick Kane.
Yep.
Right. So there's
that makes sense.
I mean, right now.
All right, so I want to bring up Patrick Kane because, and he did tell me that he will be back on with us soon.
You mean Billy Lindsay?
Billy, yeah.
Yeah, you said Patrick Kane. Oh, like Patrick Kane's coming on the show?
Yeah, so Billy and I were talking about the Patrick Kane situation. and here's what Billy wrote. I wrote him, if he does come here, do you see him fitting in as far as chemistry in the room? If it happens, I see him playing with Barkov and Reinhardt, move Rodriguez down to the Lundy and Lou line. So if he's healthy, then yeah. 3 players have had that surgery. I guess it was like a hip shaving or hip thing. Jovo, and he struggled when he, I don't know, Jovo and somebody struggled when he came back. Backstrom, and he couldn't make a go of it. Now Kane. So that's a question. Also, how much money does he want? We would have to do a lot of juggling with the cap.
Right.
So then we talked about my surgery, which was neck fusion, and that's what Eichel had. Oh, hip resurfacing.
Yeah, hip. Yeah.
Both major, but both totally different. So that's something that I really didn't think about. Like what kind of surgery did he actually have?
Right.
And how players that have had, like I mentioned, Eichel.
Right.
Right. Eichel had I had 4 discs fused in my neck. I think that's what happened with Eichel. He's fine.
Right.
What's going to be with Patrick Kane? I don't know, but we're gonna find out soon enough whether he's going to be a Panther.
Yeah, I guess because they said by the end of the weekend. So,
but now that you said they waived Riley, that's what, $850, $1 million.
It's $1 million.
So,
right. So
interesting.
Yep. It's
but Belinkus would. I mean, that's just a rookie mistake,
Yeah, I mean, look, guys get beat. You got to put the puck in the back of the net. You know what I mean? It's halfway through the third period. It's 1-0, and it's just like, bro, why
scored 1 goal in 6 periods?
Right.
We were getting 3 and 4 goal, 2, 3, 4, whatever. You can't. You don't score, you lose.
Yeah, it's so. Look, they have an I have a feeling. I said this last night. What do we got? Let's look past the 2.
Too much passing. Period ended.
So we've got Ottawa. Okay. We've got excuse me, 3 road games in a row. Ottawa, Toronto, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday against the Canadians. 3 teams that we should be able to out physical and beat. I want you give me 6 points in that road trip, and I'll forgive you for Winnipeg.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm not making light of the Maple Leafs, and I know it's at Toronto, but if we play our heavy physical style that we're capable of, we saw what happened last year in the playoffs, that we could win that game. If we don't win that game, it's because we did not play very well. And then we come back home and we got.
I'm not. By the way, normally I would feel very confident against all of those teams, even though we're on the road. I'm not feeling very confident as we sit here this morning. I mean, you can't go out and just, have one little spurt in a game. Well, I shouldn't say that. The Bruin game, the first period was total domination.
Yeah.
We just faced a great goalie, and we obviously didn't put the puck in the net, but almost every one of those shots was in the goal, like easy saves.
Right.
He made a couple of good ones, but you're not going to score putting the puck in the goalie's gut or, an easy glove hand or whatever. I mean,
right. Look, maybe getting shut out will light a fire under their ass.
I hope so.
Okay. But I get, how we came out, how we get those 5-8 minute bursts of energy where we look like super team. I get you can't keep that going for 60 minutes. However, the President's Trophy team did that every period for about 5 to 8 minutes, every period. For obviously they had some exceptions, but every period you knew, beginning of the period, first 5-7 minutes or the last 5-7 minutes, they were going to turn it on and they were going to hit goals.
You remember how much fun it was watching wave after wave after wave?
Yeah.
You know, that's where that was the year we were scoring 5 goals a game.
And I realize it's not the same system, but that doesn't mean you can't bring that energy.
Correct.
You know, so hopefully a goose egg at home, and then getting asses kicked to the curb on the road and go to Canada and get into some real cold weather. Maybe that'll light a fire under their ass.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going from 80 degrees to about, I mean, it's 26 here, so I don't know what it's going to be in Ottawa. Okay.
Well, I don't know if any of you guys,
your asses up.
I don't know if any of you guys, like, you know, go visit relatives, whatever, up in the north when it's the wintertime. So, you know, it's 80 degrees here.
Yeah.
And then you might go to a place that's only 60 degrees, but it feels like it's 30 degrees.
Yeah.
There is definitely, I mean, your body gets used to the warm weather down here. And then when you go up to a real winter temp, you know, place, it's colder than it really is outside.
Right.
Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Let's see.
So maybe
Ottawa this morning.
Maybe it'll just hit them like whoosh.
Let's see. Let's just check the weather in Ottawa this morning. It's 20 degrees. It feels like 14.
All right.
It's not even that much colder than it is here. It was 26 this morning. It's about 30 now. What's the 10-day forecast? Monday. Yeah, 38 with a low of 23 and snow.
Great.
Good for them. Good. Yeah. You know, put on your sandals now, Chucky.
Yeah, no more flip-flops, Chucky.
Pissed off. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I just don't see things are not clicking for him this year. Verhaeghe's trying to do too much. They're not, right. You know what it is? They're playing more of an individual game than a team game.
Right.
They're just too many guys trying to do too much. And Montour is definitely up at the top of the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Verhaeghe's up at the top of the list.
And the gap between when we see them turn it on, like there was about 5 minutes there in the third period yesterday when it was still 1-0, that all of a sudden they were cycling the puck and moving as a unit, and then they just stopped. And it's just like it's still 1-0, assholes. We're still losing. What are you doing? And I don't know if that is still some mental exhaustion from the playoffs last year. I don't know if that's, I guess we ain't going to win tonight. We're still going to make the playoffs. I mean, there's got to be some part of it.
I don't think you could use that mental hangover from the playoffs. I just think they're just not putting in the effort, period.
Right.
For 60 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but I guess the point is, I mean, are they getting to where they're just like, when we get to the playoffs, we'll do our thing. We'll put that effort in. It's like,
I hope not.
Yeah, I know.
Because they did a whole thing, you know, about when you're in a playoff spot at Thanksgiving, 76% of the time you make the playoffs.
Right.
And Maurice made the comment that he doesn't really buy that because pretty much anything can happen in the last 60 games.
Right. Yeah.
So we're at 20 games now.
Right. Right.
So now we're 12-7-1, right?
That sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
all right, Panther fans.
And then you got the Rangers, who have won 10 out of 11. I think they've lost one game. Obviously, the Bruins lost yesterday to the Red Wings.
Red Wings, yeah.
And then there's another team that's I don't know if it's Vegas that only has a couple of.
I got to sneeze. Listen, I'm going on mute.
There are teams that are, you know, continuing to bring it. I mean, look at Vegas. Vegas had they had a long run like we did. I mean, great, they're the Cup winners. So, but there's no mental, fallout from them. You know, Boston. Right. Boston's on a mission right now. I'm like, for me, the Bruins are the front runner more than Vegas because I think the Bruins got their ass burned last year, and You know, they probably have a sign up in the locker room like, not gonna happen this year.
Not gonna happen this year. Yeah, no,
So
it's true. It's and that's just human nature. You know what I mean? You get burnt, you're gonna be extra motivated.
yeah, well, you would
So
think the Panthers would have that extra motivation because, quite frankly, we weren't playing and as a complete healthy unit. We didn't show the NHL our best. We just had our tanks depleted after those
sure. I mean, look
three
at
great
yeah,
series. So
yeah.
I
Look,
understand about pacing yourself. It's a long season, but and I understand about having a game where you're flat. But
yeah, but
now it's two in a row. So
and the other part to that is that, man, it's a Friday game where you got Saturday and Sunday off. You empty the tank. You know what I mean? If we're getting shut out, it's going to be a 50 save shutout like Tampa had to do to us in that fourth game. You make them earn that damn thing.
especially after playing the way we did against Boston,
I
and
know that's
in
that's
the second half of the game, we played that second half of that game from like the 10-minute mark of the
right.
second on. We played like we did last night. Like
Yeah.
we didn't give a shit.
Mhm. Yeah. Very strange.
Okay,
And
that's
yep,
it.
that's it. All right, Panther fans. I'm gonna go take a nap now.
I'm going back to sleep.
Stu's gonna try to go back to sleep, and I'll be out later with Trey on the football channel for that review, and then I cease to exist the rest of today. My ass is gonna hit my recliner probably about 2 o'clock, and if I get up, okay, and let's put it this way: it's one of those days where if I lived alone and I sat in that recliner at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd have an empty jar next to me, and you guys know what I'm saying, okay? My ass would not be getting out of that recliner for nothing. I would bring the dog food bag and the jar, and just when the dogs here Sass, just throw the food at them, be in the jar. I wouldn't be moving, man. I am wiped out. So
All I'll say is, let's open up the comments, guys. I don't. Let's hear it. I want to hear your observations about not
last,
only
yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
but if you want to talk about just the team in general, the chemistry thing that seems to be
It's so
off.
weird because it's not like Ekblad and Montour are doing anything really wrong. It's not like they're
No,
getting beat. It's not like, oh, here we go again. But you can't deny that it was working before they came in, and now it ain't working. So it's just like, what my hope is, it's like, okay, get out on the road, get that normalcy, get into the groove with it, and settle their asses down. Maybe the 80-degree change in temperature will settle their asses down. Because 2 games, all right, I can handle 2. If you let Ottawa push us around, it'll be fire and brimstone at that point. Okay, all right, because there ain't no reason to let Ottawa push us around. That if Chucky can't get up to play high against his brother on the road, then we got a problem. Then we got a problem.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, but it's in the chamber. It's in the chamber. Let's just put it that way. So, all right, I should go to bed. I'll see you guys later on before I say anything stupid.